Good afternoon, class. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Today we are going to participate in a fun exercise in order to learn how to incorporate role-playing into our classrooms. We know some of you might be a little bit hesitant. You might not have used role-playing in the past, might have had bad experience with it, might be leery of how to come up with situations or scenarios for role-playing and how to conduct them in your classroom. But we do promise you that if you do follow these 5 easy steps, your role-playing will be successful. We're going to walk you through the steps, and we are going to try some role-playing of our own. It can be, and it is going to be a challenge doing it not in real time, but we will make the best of it, have some fun, and hopefully learn some things about role-playing. All right, the first step is to identify the situation. In our case, the situation is a new teacher is struggling with ways to have their students practice problem-solving and communication skills. All right, now just knowing the situation is not enough. You need to add the details. And step 2, adding the details is probably one of the most important steps. The more realistic and the more details that you add, the more successful your role-playing should be. Because after all, role-playing is an exercise to practice real-life situations, give students confidence. So the more details you give them, the more beneficial the role-playing should be to them. Alright, so in our case, the inexperienced teacher is going to be asking a colleague who has more experience their suggestions to help them with their problem. The experienced teacher is going to suggest role-playing. Now, the new teacher is hesitant in introducing role-playing into their classroom. They've had bad experiences with role-playing in the past. They had a professor that was critical of the individuals participating in role-playing and also never gave clear-cut directions on the role-playing exercise. So they are hesitant in using that method. So it is the job of the experienced teacher to dispel those reasons of why role-playing should be used, to give examples of how to do role-playing, to overcome any other objections that the new teacher may have. Now, it's the new teacher's job to ask questions about introducing role-playing, maybe come up with other objections of why somebody might not want to introduce role-playing into their classroom. Alright, so after you give the details, the third step is to assign the roles. Now, normally in a situation like this, you would have one person play the part of each teacher, and the rest of the class take notes, ask questions, make suggestions, make comments throughout. You can either ask for volunteers or you can assign the roles yourself. Alright, so in our case, what we're going to do is we're going to break the class up into 2 teams. Team 1 is going to be Team Red, which is going to be the inexperienced teachers. Team 2 is going to be Team Blue, which is going to be the experienced teachers. Now, what we want to do is move on to step 4, seeing that we just assigned the roles, which is to act out the scenario. Now, in our case, we want to try to do this as much as an ongoing conversation as we can. Again, we know that it's going to be challenging doing it in the digital format instead of real time. But what we want to do is, as one team responds, we want to have the other team respond and kind of have it be a back and forth conversation. Now, obviously, if you have something to add, feel free to do so. And we are going to do this between Monday and Wednesday. And we're also going to do this a little bit differently. Usually, we have a kind of start right from the beginning where the two meet for the first time in introductions. We're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. Well, the Team Blue, the experienced teaching team, has already suggested role-playing to the inexperienced teacher, to Team Red. So it's now Team Red's responsibility to start the conversation by coming up with reasons why somebody might not want to use role-playing, or ask any questions of how to introduce role-playing. And then, obviously, Team Blue will respond to that. Alright, so once the scenario is acted out, so on Thursday, we are going to move on to step 5, is discussing what we have learned. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a group discussion starting on Thursday of what we have learned, any questions we may have related to role-playing, examples of role-playing we may have used ourselves or been a part of, either good or bad. And we are also going to include links and handouts that you're going to see on our post. And we are looking to have some fun with this exercise. And again, hopefully we're trying to do this as much as an ongoing conversation as we can. All right, have fun with it. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them for us. All right, thanks.